About yourself.
Yeah, I'm a schizophrenic felon. Um, Besides
Unironically.
that, I post stuff on the internet. I'm just
Well,
what I'm saying essentially is that with the psychic economy or we can say digital economy if you want to be less hippie about it, but
I'm a hippie, so
what's happened essentially is that resources and resource distribution and acquisition have been abstracted to the point where they used to be tied to geographical regions, and that's how countries and that sort of thing and communities sprung up. So you would have, you would want a city in a port area, and from the city you would have good job opportunities. From that, you'd have lots of people there. From that, you'd have intellectuals come out because that's where the information was tied to the spot. You needed money to move information, reproduce it, that sort of thing. With the psychic economy, essentially you can, everything is, there's no, physical geography doesn't really matter. So essentially what the people who are winning, essentially they don't need these like nation states and communities to protect their wealth, because once again you don't need a warehouse full of gold that needs to be protected by armies. You can have a USB stick, and you can email yourself your Bitcoin keys and then fly to a different
This is
country.
total bullshit in my opinion. I mean, like resources clearly are really important. Like, why the fuck does
resources are important, but they're abstract.
Yeah, but Joe, look at all these.
They're not abstract. Why the fuck is why is America in Syria right now? Like, it's because
that's the old guard. That's the old institutions they have the physical.
They're not old institutions. Like, electricity needs to come from somewhere, dude. Like, if you have no electricity,
and somebody's gonna do it.
What are you gonna plug your computer into to download your Bitcoin
But the actual upper crust, and especially if you look at things like Musk's Starlink or whatever, once you get infrastructure which basically has the psychic link for everybody across the world, where you don't need to physically protect different infrastructure, then essentially you have all the resources abstracted. And what money is essentially just a representation of energy expended over time. And people trade that. It's just a representation. Somebody worked for a day to make X amount of money, and they know they can give that money to somebody else to have them do X amount of work for a day.
But I think
so. Once you have money abstracted, like it's being right now with cryptocurrency, that sort of thing. Once you have information abstracted, the people who are winning, the people who build up structures and that sort of thing, they don't need nation states, and they don't need cities.
Money has always been abstract. That's what money is. Money is abstract.
But money is an attempted abstraction.
That's my point. It's extremely valuable.
Luke Shango's base. That's the
difference.
Yeah,
he's base of Red
You're
Bull,
spoiled brats, all of you.
But I think
but those like you said, I think is this is the gestational stage of a new sort of thing. I think what's essentially going to happen is over time people are going to realize, I can collect all these resources and not, I don't have to invest in a community. I can kind of be like a nomadic sort of person where I can move from different areas. And if those areas don't protect me properly, I can just move to the next one. I don't really have to invest in politics. I don't really have to invest in security, that sort of thing. I can just kind of just hop from area to area.
That's exactly that's how people live in Dubai. That's how people live in Dubai. If they want to leave Dubai, they move to Singapore.
Why is it?
How can they live like in Dubai? Because there's a big fuck ton of oil sitting there.
Yeah, and then once that's gone, once you remove the need to protect once you remove the need to protect capital in a physical manner, then you remove the need for all the little people who are not really winning.
But you still have to predict the shit that you buy with that money. Like, you can't. The money can exist abstract, but ultimately you're gonna buy shit with it, or you just
you can buy you can basically
so that shit's gonna have to be somewhere. That shit's gonna have to be somewhere in geospatial reality.
Yeah, you transfer it to a butcher to get a full cow or something. It's like it's basically just abstract.
You just talk about like a more efficient currency system, more efficient bookkeeping. Okay, but that's not that doesn't fundamentally revolutionize how industry works, because industrial production. It does. Technology.
I'll tell you.
Guys.
The psychic resources, which are information, and money is the form of that. Money is information of energy expended over time, a representation of that. The psychic resources, they had an umbilical cord to the physical. So basically the physical was dominant. The physical economy was dominant over the psychic economy. Once you get the internet, once you get all brains in a network connected, and even Tesla commented on this, that humanity is a giant brain. Once you get all the brains connected, you can transfer those abstracted resources regardless of geography in a way that's fundamentally different than the past.
Yeah, but you didn't explain anything. You're just asserting something.
Well, this is just electricity.
Now I'll have a go at talking. So if you look at how technological industry actually works, and you look at like history itself, money has nothing to do with energy and time. If you look at the history of money, money is just abstracted bookkeeping. Before we started trading gold,
what is abstracted bookkeeping?
Yeah, so like at the beginning of, if you want to know what the beginning of currency systems
are, what is
abstracted
bookkeeping?
Well, let me explain. I listen to you, so listen to me. So at the beginning of money, the beginning of money is literally like you would have like in like ancient Mesopotamia or some shit. You'd have some imperial temple, and they would have a ledger, and they would like a stone ledger or something, and they would like mark down this many bushels of wheat, this many whatever like cow.
That's phenomenon related to it.
No, listen to what I'm saying. And so you would like basically this is like the basis of trade. You would have people would come and like drop stuff off. They're owed X amount. People would borrow stuff. They owe X amount, and there would be some kind of bookkeeping apparatus to kind of manage this distribution of resources from this like central location. And this was like a kind of complexification of like tribal organization, where you'd have like a chieftain who would be at the center of some like tribal distribution mechanism who would kind of decide how all the resources in the tribe would be distributed. Obviously, once you go beyond Dunbar's number, you need to like write it down or something. This is actually the origin of writing as well.
And then there's symbolic exchange and everything.
Yeah, like symbolism, abstraction, all these things become necessary in this moment. Then gold, or like coinage, not even gold, but just coinage in general, starts to get issued so that you can like provide for people in basically provide for your military far beyond the direct territory that you control. And the reason why that money has value is because people know, merchants know, they can get those coins, take it back to the imperial temple, and pick up X amount of whatever the fuck.
They can trade it in for. They can trade it in for
it's abstracted bookkeeping
of energy expended.
No, because what it is like it's literally there's a central control system. There's a language that
you're talking about the mechanics around it. You're not talking about the actual thing. You're talking around what it is.
Well,
so if
Paul,
I trade
you can describe anything as energy systems.
Like everything in the universe is energy. Otherwise, it's nothing.
What you should do. The thing is, if I trade you a bar of gold for a cow, am I saying this bar of gold is the same as a cow? No, I'm saying the value of this is essentially you can trade this in for something that's equivalent to a cow in the future.
But if you went up to some tribe and you're like, here's a bar of gold, can I have a cow? There would be like pride to civilization. They wouldn't have some abstracted bookkeeping.
Yeah, they have to exist within the social relations.
Yeah, and that's why the psychic economy is
for all of this, though.
Keep them away and put them to sleep.
There's one massive spatter in the works for all of this, which is why I emphasize authority. Which is, how does the techno-industrial system actually work? It increases in complexity, and this means that ultimately to control it, you need larger and larger apparatuses of control. And so this is why all of the great technological innovation that America has achieved since World War II. No. Listen to what I'm going to say. It all comes out of the American security apparatus, because they're able to leverage geographical control of basically the whole Earth, or like a very significant portion of it, to pool all of like control of like trade, resources, like billions of individual people, and leverage control of all of that to funnel into a kind of technocratic elite that are able to preside over all of this technological development. And if you don't, and if someone's doing that, you can't outcompete it. They're going to be able to build like advanced robotics, advanced weapons, advanced biotechnology. Yeah. They're the ones who built the fucking internet in the first place.
Yeah,
that you're jacking off over.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And they're going. You're not going to like this new class that you're talking about is just like it's not really what's going to be in charge. What's going to be in charge is who's actually attaining status and authority.
But why do they want to be in charge
within this technocracy?
Why do these people who have abstracted wealth who can travel? Why do they want to be in charge of?
It wouldn't be, but they wouldn't be in charge of.
They're going to get dominated by the ones who do want to be in charge and do preside over this techno-industrial system. And so there is no exit. Like there's not going to be this like ANCAP fantasy that you're jacking off.
No, it's not that, because essentially what happens is, as it gets as resources get abstracted and that sort of thing.
Resources aren't being abstracted.
Yes, they have been abstracted. Crypto is pretty
resources still exist in reality. You're just like you're fucking delusional, man. Like material reality.
Yeah, that's
exists.
the thing.
The shot. They're
guys. I'm an old man in the old world, and I'm going to go to bed.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for talking.
Yeah, pleasure. Love you guys to bed.
Bye-bye. God bless.